Despite falling short of President Biden's goal to vaccinate 70% of adults by July 4th, this weekend the White House is celebrating progress in the fight against the pandemic. Here to discuss, White House COVID-19 response coordinator Jeff Zients. Good morning, Mr. Zients. The administration clearly has much to be proud of this July 4th, but you did miss that goal largely because of young people. What was the miscalculation there?
Well, I think, first of all, we do have a lot to celebrate. We are much further along than I think anyone anticipated in this fight against the pandemic. 2 out of 3 adult Americans, those over 18, have received at least their first dose of the vaccination. And importantly, close to 90% of people 65 and older have received at least one dose, and about 80% are fully vaccinated. That's so important because they were the most vulnerable during the pandemic, during the earlier stages of the pandemic, before the vaccinations. They accounted for 80% of COVID deaths. You're right, younger people, particularly those in their 20s, have felt less vulnerable to the disease and therefore less eager to get shots. They were made eligible later, so they have not been eligible as long, and we continue to see hundreds of thousands of young people vaccinated each week, but we need to continue to vaccinate everyone, particularly young people, because what we know is if you are vaccinated, you're protected. And if you're not vaccinated, you're not protected. And that's particularly important for everyone, including young people, in light of the Delta variant. So we are going to continue our efforts to vaccinate all Americans by making it easier to get vaccinated and continue to answer people's questions about the efficacy and the safety of the vaccines, meeting people where they are, particularly at doctors' offices. But
Mr.
Zients, to ask questions and get vaccines.
Mr. Zients, but you look at those states which are falling way behind in vaccinations. The doctor we talked to in West Virginia, the governor, our polls even show that 74% of those people will probably not or definitely won't get a shot. So what does it mean for getting rid of the virus nationwide? Will it continue to be with us indefinitely?
Well, if you are not vaccinated, you are vulnerable. You're not protected. And we are seeing increases in cases in those areas in the country where there's lower vaccination rates. So it's really important that people get vaccinated. The good news is confidence in the vaccine, those saying they're willing to get vaccinated, has increased across time as more and more people know people who have been vaccinated and can see the benefits of being vaccinated. So we'll continue to make it even easier to get vaccinated, answer people's questions. It's free, it's convenient. Most pharmacies, which are within 5 miles of 90% of Americans, have no appointment walk-up vaccinations. We'll continue to deploy mobile clinics to bring vaccinations to where people are. And as I said earlier, vaccines are increasingly
But what does it
available
mean if they don't?
Physicians' offices, doctors' offices.
We know it's easy to get, but what does it mean for the nation if we have all these unvaccinated people who say they're just not going to get it?
Well, we are vaccinating millions of Americans each week, and we're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to drive up the vaccination rate, and we're optimistic that more and more people will get vaccinated. If you're vaccinated, you're protected. If you're not vaccinated, you're not protected. You're putting yourself at risk and your loved ones and your friends and those around you at risk. So the important thing is for people to get vaccinated as soon as possible. When you're not vaccinated, you need to wear a mask and take this public safety precautions and get vaccinated as soon as possible.
And Mr. Zients, there also seems to be some mixed messaging going on here. The president says he's concerned about the highly contagious Delta variant, which is contributing to about a 10% rise in cases from last week. And yet today, about 1,000 people are coming to the White House for a 4th of July celebration. Now, I assume they're taking precautions, but is having large crowds gather really the right message right now?
Well, we've made a lot of progress as a country, as I said earlier. We are much further along than anyone anticipated, with 2 out of 3 adult Americans already having received their first dose. That is worthy of celebration, and the event at the White House is being done in the right way. It's an outdoor event with testing and screening, vaccinated people not wearing masks, unvaccinated people masked. So it's being done in the right way, consistent with CDC guidelines. That said, we are doubling down on our efforts. Across the summer months, we will vaccinate millions more people because you need to get vaccinated to be protected against the Delta variant and against this disease overall.
Thanks so much, Mr. Zients. Happy 4th.
And thank you, Martha. Happy 4th. And please, if you're not vaccinated, begin your vaccination routine as soon as possible.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.